Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you People's State Bank and Grant Regional Health Center coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Bouse Electric, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Bytech Incorporated, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Claire Bank, Donnie's Tire and Auto, Fuller's Milker Center, Gary's Pest Control, Community First Bank, Guy's Truck and Tractor Service, Hernson's Ace Hardware, Krantz Auto Parts, the Peterson Agency, the Raleigh Cheese House, Mound City Bank, the Russell Law Office, the Shoebox, Sloan Implement, Timmerman's Talents, Tricor Insurance, and Wolf Construction.
It's the final week of the regular season in high school boys basketball in this 2024-25 season. And we open it up here on a Monday night with an old Southern 8 game and a non-conference battle that's going to see opportunities for improvement before we head into the playoffs for both of these two teams here tonight. In one of Wisconsin's most historic basketball settings, it's the Dodgeville Dodgers and the Cuba City Cubans. Welcome to our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school boys basketball, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. In the Jerry Pettigrew Gymnasium at Cuba City High School, it's the Dodgeville Dodgers and the Cuba City Cubans in Monday Night Boys Hoops, broadcasting live tonight from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth. This is Matthew getting in here, and it's going to be a very interesting game here tonight between these two teams. Conference season is wrapping up into our final games. We'll wrap up the SWAL conference action later this week. The last batch of SWAL games is going to be on Thursday. And taking a look at the other side of things over in the SWC, where they already know SWAL Conference champ is Mineral Point. It's Platteville, the conference champion in the SWC, and there is one more conference game also Thursday in the SWC as well. So two more regular season games for both of these teams, one more conference game, but before that, another opportunity to get better before we head into the postseason, and doing that with a Monday non-conference game. Taking a look at the two squads that we have here tonight, we've got the Dodgeville Dodgers coming into town. They've played a lot of non-conference games this year, and they've been close in a lot of those non-conference games, kind of running down the line in some of those close ones. They lost to Belleville by just 9 points, dropped a game to a very talented Highland team by just 9 points. Lost to Sauk Prairie. That one was an 11-point game. Fell to New Glarus. That was just a 2-point deficit. Other close non-conference games include a 3-point loss at Viroqua, as well as a recent 9-point loss to Darlington. So a lot of very close games that Dodgeville has played, and trying to get it done, trying to get over the hump and be able to compete in some of these non-conference games against the area's best. That's one thing that I spoke to Coach Matt McGraw about on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show, which you will hear shortly. Looking at the other side with Cuba City, they're one of the more challenging teams to try and predict how they're going to play on any given night in the area, and it's just really confusing as a fan and as someone who's been following Cuba City this year, what this team is. They obviously had that slow start to the season that Coach Sheevy has talked about, the losses to Columbus, Galena, and Darlington to open things up. Then they got on a little solid winning streak. They picked up 5 wins before the first loss to Mineral Point, and after that, they picked up 8 wins in a row. So Cuba City has had some winning stretches this season. However, things not been as good recently, and that skid kind of started at the end of January. They dropped a SWAL game to Fenimore when they were kind of vying to be in position to battle for a conference championship. Came back and got a win over Platteville before losing to Mineral Point in overtime, and I should note that a good result for Cuba City. They did get that game into overtime, and even in that extra period, just a 3-point game, picked up a win at Iowa Grand. And then one thing that I talked to Coach Sheevy about in the Raleigh Cheese pregame show, in our interview the loss to Southwestern last Friday, the really tough one, your final score in that one was 54-39, the win for Southwestern. So it's hard to tell how Cuba City's going to play as a team on any given night, what we're going to see from Cuba City on any given night, and that's what makes this one so hard to predict. Both of these teams, the question is, who are we going to see? On paper, it's a 15-7 Cuba City team going up against a 9-13 Dodgeville team. So on paper, you expect Cuba City, who received the 3 seed in their subsectional, to look really good in this game, but hard to tell. You have to imagine that Coach Sheevy's Cubans are going to look for a bounce-back game and a confidence builder here tonight, but Coach McGraw and the Dodgers, certainly with the potential and the young team that they have to match up with Cuba City, if they get their shots to fall, could make this one very interesting. As I mentioned, you'll hear from Coach Matt McGraw of the Dodgeville Dodgers and Coach Tanner Sheevy of the Cuba City Cubans on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. This is the Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. Matt McGraw, the head coach of the Dodgeville Dodgers, after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 1.
Carey's Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors of Belmont and Prairie du Chien is who to call for top quality CHI overhead doors. Enhance the curb appeal and security of your home by choosing the fine line of CHI overhead doors from Carey's. And when it comes to seamless gutters that keep your home protected from water damage, Carey's has you covered too. Visit Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com today to learn more. They'll service all the rest, and
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Or peoplesfinancial.com, member FDIC.
We all know how unpredictable the weather in our area can be. Tune in to Super Hits 106 as we'll keep you up to date on all the cancellations and delays affecting the tri-states. Cancellations and delays are presented by Anderson Auto of Platteville. Make sure you don't get stuck out in the cold with a visit to Anderson Auto Repair in Platteville. They'll check your fluids, including oil and antifreeze, plus tires, suspension, and more. And they'll get you in right away and back on the road. Learn more about Anderson Auto Repair on Facebook.
Looking to refresh your home with a pop of color? Hermson's Ace Hardware has got you covered. Discover the stunning Magnolia Home Collection by Joanna Gaines, along with trusted lines like Clark & Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Royal Paints. Whether you're tackling a weekend project or a full home makeover, we have the perfect paint for you, including state-of-the-art color matching. So if it's a fresh coat of what you've loved for years or a new look for your home, visit Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Pregame 1.
Welcome back to the Raleigh Cheese pregame show on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Tonight we're at Cuba City as we kick off the final week of the regular season in Wisconsin high school boys basketball between the Dodgeville Dodgers and the Cuba City Cubans. We're now joined by Matt McGraw, the head coach of the Dodgers. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
You bet.
All right, now I want you to take a look back on the season that you've had, and please tell our listeners about this season, your guys, and how you feel about where you stand as a team before we head into March.
Yeah, we're happy with where we're at. Obviously, we'd like to have a few more wins under our belt at this point, but our team has shown a lot of progress. We're a fairly young team, and at this point, starting to play not quite as young. We've got a few wins lately and a couple quality ones, so we're happy with our progress and excited about the last week of the season and then into the postseason.
Looking at the non-conference games you've had on your schedule this year as you play your final one here tonight, you've had 5 non-conference losses where your final score was within 10 points. What changes do you feel you need to make as a team to keep these games closer and put yourself in a position to win in some late game situations?
Yeah, I think most of it is just continuing to learning how to win those close ones, which we have done in a couple other contests lately. So I think the guys are growing, and with that growth comes a little bit of more maturity and able to get some of those close ones instead of just being really competitive in those.
And Coach, I'd like to quickly ask you about your playoff path for your Dodgeville team that was released just days ago. You'll open up the postseason with a Tuesday regional quarterfinal against number 11 Mauston before a potential date with number 3 Lodi in the regional semifinal should you win Tuesday. What are your thoughts on your playoff picture?
Yeah, we got the 6th seed, and we thought that was about where we deserved to be. Happy to have a home game. Mauston has certainly shown they can compete with a lot of good teams, even though their record is only 5 wins. So we're going to have to be ready in order to earn that opportunity to play Lodi, who's also a very good team.
Now for Russell Law Office's injury report, are there any injuries to report before tonight's game at Cuba City?
We have one player that's out with an ankle, Damon Marr. He sprained it in, within the last week, and we're not ready to throw him back in the mix yet.
All right, now Cuba City, coming off a recent loss to Southwestern, looks to come into this one and get back in the winning column. But what will it take for your Dodgers to deny the Cubans goals and for you to pick up a late non-conference win here tonight?
Well, 2 things. We have to stop their transition. They've shown they can get out and get easy baskets. A lot of their guys like to get up and down, and then they play good half-court offense. And when they don't get the transition, they set a lot of ball screens. And a big part of what we need to do well is defend them within our scheme, just defend the ball screens within our scheme tonight, and hopefully take them out of some of their comfort.
Thank you to Coach Matt McGraw for joining us on the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thanks. Appreciate your coverage.
Once again, that's Coach Matt McGraw of the Dodgeville Dodgers. You'll hear from Coach Tanner Sheevy of the Cuba City Cubans after these messages on the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show. This is high school boys basketball on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 2.
Hi, this is Will Dunson with Dubuque Mattress. Why is a Dubuque Mattress customer a customer for life? It's simple. At Dubuque Mattress, the customer is number 1. Period. The customer's happiness is the most important thing. If there is anything I can do to help you sleep better, I will. Whether it's while you're looking at a new mattress, 6 months later, or 10 years after you've purchased from us, you are still number 1.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
Nursing assistants play a vital role in healthcare. They provide patient and resident care in hospitals, nursing homes, and other healthcare settings. Registration is now open for CNA courses at Southwest Tech in Fenimore. This CNA class is 8 weeks. Classes start beginning March 17th. Deadline to register is March 10th. Theory will be online with lab skills done on campus and clinical at a long-term care facility. For more information, go to swtc.edu/GoCNA. Southwest Tech. Education as unique as you.
Your journey to better health starts at Crescent Community Health Center in Dubuque. Crescent offers high quality, affordable health care to everyone, with insurance assistance available. Whether you need medical, dental, brain health, or general wellness, Crescent provides the professional expertise you expect and deserve. Learn more about the services available by visiting crescentchc.org. Crescent Community Health Center on the corner of 17th and Elm Street in Dubuque.
Attention, kids in 8th through 12th grades from throughout the tri-states. The Bell Tower Theater wants you to try out for the 12th annual high school show, Heathers the Musical Teen Edition, based on the classic 80s film. Auditions and crew sign-up are March 21st or 22nd. Participation is free. Want to know more? Meet the directors and find out all about the program at their information open house Saturday, March 8th from 10 till noon at the Bell Tower Theater. For more information, go to belltowertheater.net or call 563-588-3377.
Pregame 2.
Back in the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show, and tonight Dodgeville is in Cuba City as the Dodgers get set to battle the Cubans on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. We are now joined by Tanner Sheevy, the head coach of the Cuba City Cubans. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so now that we're in the final week of the regular season, I want to know from you how you're going to feel and what you're going to think as you look back on this 24-25 regular season.
Yeah, tonight is senior night, and when I came a year ago, we only had one senior and we played a bunch of juniors. And as the season progressed, I told our coaching staff we had 2 years with this group of young men. And so being able to see the growth from where we started a year ago to where we are now, I'm really happy with how things have developed. Our culture, our philosophy, and things that we find important has all changed. That being said, I do think that our guys still have the ability to get better. There are some things that every night we want to focus on, and what we were unsuccessful with the last time we played, we want to try and make that up this time. And so just trying to get better every game moving forward is kind of how I will look at it.
Now, I do want to touch on that last game against Southwestern in another tough SWAL battle. What do you attribute to your low scoring on Friday night?
Yeah, I thought that they played a lot harder than us. Their ball pressure and their the way they guard our ball screens, we really struggled with. But like every challenge, like every game, we need to sit back and say, okay, what did they do and what did they take away, and then how do we work on that for the next game? Because every team that we play, it's a challenge to get better. And so tonight you'll see some adjustments that we made from Friday's game to try and continue to get better.
All right, now looking at our postseason bracket, it's going to be a lot of SWAL basketball again for your Cuba City team in your subsectional. A date with Fenimore, assuming they win in the regional semifinals, at Darlington in the regional finals, and Mineral Point at Lancaster in the sectional semifinals, assuming that you advance to the sectional semifinals and all other high seeds win. Well, you've taken losses to all three of these teams at some points. You played very well against all of them in other situations, picking up wins against two of the three and taking Mineral Point to overtime a couple weeks ago. How do you feel about seeing teams that you're familiar with for a third time in the month of March?
Yeah, I think that our prep ready to go. We can take a look at what they did against us, what we did against them that was successful, and kind of base that how we want those games to go. But at the end of the day, our guys need to come and play, and anybody at any given night can beat anybody. And so I think that I like our chances moving forward of where we can be and how we can compete at a high level. We rattled off 9 in a row earlier in the year, and who says that we can't rattle off another 6 in a row the upcoming games.
All right, now for tonight's Russell Law Office's injury report. Are there any new injuries to report before this one tonight?
Nope, everybody should be good to go.
Final question in this non-conference game on a Monday night. Good opportunity for your guys to build some confidence before we head into the postseason. What will it take back for Cuba City to get into the winning column and pick up a win over Dodgeville?
Yeah, we got to get back to doing what we've done well. Defensively, I think that making teams take hard contested shots and getting rebounds, and then looking to push the ball up the floor and letting our good athletes be good athletes. I thought that the last couple of games we've really played really slow and we haven't gotten the chance to take advantage of missed shots. And then number two, on Friday, they made a lot of baskets, so then we had to inbound the ball, and we didn't really get to play our speed because we had to take the ball up the floor every time. So making sure that we get stops and rebounds so that we can get the ball up the floor and attack baskets and create gaps for open threes, that's kind of what we're looking for tonight.
And a Monday night non-conference boys basketball game. It's Dodgeville and Cuba City. We would like to thank Coach Tanner Sheevy for joining us on the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Once again, that's Coach Tanner Sheevy of the Cuba City Cubans. We'll wrap up the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 3.
Are you interested in a free checking account? Do you need a debit card today with no delay? We now offer instant issue on our debit cards. Hi, my name is Sarah Rogers, your branch manager, retail lending officer from Mound City Bank in Cuba City. When you open your checking account, we can now issue your debit card so you have purchasing access to your account the day it's open. Stop by or call us at 608-744-2141 for more details or questions. Mound City Bank is proud to be here for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Steve Schmidt's Sports Treasures Plus in Stoughton has unique team treasures. They have over 25,000 signed sports cards, plus autographed photos, bobbleheads, caps, signed baseballs, and more. That's Steve Schmidt's Sports Treasures Plus in Stoughton.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at am1590wpbl.com.
Pregame 3.
Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Moments from tip-off here at the Jerry Pettigrew Gymnasium in Cuba City High School between Dodgeville and Cuba City. Thank you to coaches Matt McGraw and Tanner Sheevy for their time in those pregame interviews. And in those interviews, you heard the Russell Law Office's injury report. If you've been injured, contact Russell Law Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights to help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. Now for the Shoebox Scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. A lot of boys action tonight. Elsewhere in the SWAL, River Valley is at Darlington, Iowa Grant at Lancaster, Highlands at Riverdale, Fenimore at Wazeeka Steuben, and Mineral Point at New Glarus. Lacrosse Logan's at Prairie du Chien. And then in Six Rivers actions, Argyle's at Peck tonight, Argyle's at Parkview, Seneca at Pecatonica, and Highland at Riverdale. We'll take one more break here. Get you our starting lineups and colors of the game. After that, the First Supply, first half. After these messages, this is high school boys basketball on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 1.
Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors of Belmont and Prairie du Chien is who to call for top quality CHI overhead doors. Enhance the curb appeal and security of your home by choosing the fine line of CHI overhead doors from Carey's. And when it comes to seamless gutters that keep your home protected from water damage, Carey's has you covered too. Visit Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com today to learn more. They'll service all the rest, and they deal in the best. Get your new CHI overhead doors at Carey's Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont and Prairie du Chien.
Get your camera ready. Warco Transportation is taking you to Glacier National Park with stops at Mount Rushmore, Theodore Roosevelt National Park, and more. This adventure is July 21st through the 30th. Highlights include a Pitchford steak fondue dinner, a chance to travel the famous Going to the Sun Road, Wall Drug, the Corn Palace, and lots of mountain views from Flathead Lake to the stunning Bering Falls Waterfall. Sign up by April 18th and save $50 per person. Learn more about this and all of their 2025 getaways at warcotransportation.com.
In Game 1.
There's the national anthem at Cuba City High School. Now, let's get you our starting lineups. Those are presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. First, the starting lineup for the visiting Dodgeville Dodgers. The Dodgers starting a 6'4" senior guard forward, number 0, John McGraw, a 5'11" sophomore guard, number 2, Griffin Bush, a 5'11" junior guard, number 20, Bryce Krubaugh lock guard, a 5'11" sophomore guard, number 21, Jace Halverson, and a 6-foot junior guard forward, number 22, Andrew Hessling. And on the other side for Cuba City, the Cubans starting a 6'2" senior forward, number 1, Tyson Richard, a 6'1" senior guard, number 2, Gavin Hinderman, a 6'1" senior guard, number 4, Miles Hinderman, a 5'11" senior guard, number 10, Trevor Van Natta, and a 6'4" senior forward, number 22, Braden Joel. Those are starting lineups. Our colors of the game, presented by Cuba City, Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Cuba City in their home white Under Armours. Cuba City across the chest in yellow with yellow stripes and black outlines around the numbers and lettering. Dodgeville in their road blacks with white and orange outline. Dodgers arced across the chest on those Nike uniforms in white, and then the numbers in orange with white outlines on those. Those are colors of the game presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental about to get underway in this one between the Dodgers and the Cubans. Meeting at center court for the tip, it's going to be McGraw and Richards. Ball in the air, and the jump ball won by Cuba City. The Cubans will control this one to start off, and we're underway in Monday Night Hoops on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Quick three from Tyson Richard. That one no good. Too strong. Rebound hauled in by Vossen, so Cuba City going to get another early opportunity offensively. Vossen in the far corner as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Swings over to Richards. Now Hinderman works off of Richard screen. There's Van Natta. That's number 5, Talon Van Natta. Outside to Hinderman. Hinderman inside. Back to Tyson Richard. Double comes, now Richards. Hinderman, tight defense here from the Dodgers. Entry pass. Out of bounds, good pressure on the interior there coming from Jace Halverson. And the Cubans step out of bounds. Ball in favor of Dodgeville. Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. Dodgers get it up the floor here. Hessling to Kruba Lockhart. Swings it over to Bush. Now Halverson. Works back to the top, now swings to McGraw. Kruba Lockhart tries a three, too strong. Halverson with an offensive board. He'll go back out to Bush. Kruba Lockhart controls in the near corner. And he works his way back out. Dodgeville will reset offensively. Kruba Lockhart with an ISO situation and will get a blocking foul going against Tyson Richard. That'll be his first. Brought to you tonight by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop at a Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. Inbound pass to McGraw. Met by Richard on the perimeter. McGraw switches hands left to right. Now looks to his right. Now goes back left. Accelerates. Open three chance for Halverson. And it's down. The three ball from Jace Halverson. And he's in the scoring column first. Dodgeville leads 3-0, 2 minutes into this one. Entry pass here to Talon Van Natta. Back out to Vossen. Vossen out. Entry pass, Richards in space, leaves it short, and that one out of bounds. It'll stay with Cuba City. Casey McNett Funeral Home and Cremation Service, proud to back Cuba City basketball. For compassionate care in your family's time of loss, trust Casey McNett Funeral Home and Cremation Service in Cuba City. Talon Van Natta fires the corner three, and it's good for Talon Van Natta right off the inbound pass. 3-3 tied up early. Now Halverson accelerates and will get a reach-in foul. Going to go on Cuba City. We'll see who this is assessed to, and it's going to go on number 5, Talon Van Natta. Quick foul there on Van Natta. Mark and Trish at Thompson's IGA in Cuba City want to wish the Cuba City basketball team good luck. Thompson's IGA is Cuba City hometown proud. Go Cubans. There's the jab step. Now McGraw up top, surveying the defense. He'll swing it over to Bush. Bush, another three for Halverson. That one too strong, no good back iron. Stolen away by Halverson. And the two, good off the glass. Quick hands from Jace Halverson to make it a 5-3 lead for the Dodgers. On the other end, Vossen, good. Gets the two to go, and Gavin Vossen really makes this thing tick for Cuba City. Down the other end, 5-5. 3 minutes in, McGraw accelerates. Loses it out of bounds off his thigh, and it'll be Cuba City basketball. McNett Pet Cremation is proud to back Cuba City basketball. They are now here to serve your entire family during times of loss, honoring pets and preserving memories. McNett Pet Cremation in Cuba City. Hinderman takes it up for the Cubans. Now goes over to Van Natta. Van Natta back to Richard. Ben Richards up top, swings to Vossen. Vossen head fake, double comes in the corner. Back to Tyson Richard. Vossen sees a lane, goes baseline, and throws it up for 2 off the glass. That's the second made field goal of the night for Gavin Vossen and the first lead of the evening for Cuba City. Bush pressured at the half court to McGraw. McGraw will go right back to Bush. Bush spins, floater off the mark, out of bounds, off of the hands of Hessling. Schneidl's Heating and Cooling, your local Daikin dealer. Call Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service. From Schneidl's Heating and Cooling in Bloomington and Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque when you are ready. Inbound pass here goes to Hinderman. He's taking it up for Cuba City. Hinderman swings over to Richard. Back to Hinderman. Sees some space. He'll fire the 3 on the wing. That one in and out, too strong. Another opportunity there. And McGraw pulls in the rebound. Down the other way, McGraw trying to get this one up to Bush. Now to Krubal Lockhart. The star junior scoreless so far tonight. Short on that turnaround, Jay, and Joel will just let it bounce out of bounds. Great Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. Here's Richard in a 7-5 lead for Cuba City. 13.5 minutes left on the clock here in the first period. That one poked away. Last touch by Halverson. It'll stay with Cuba City. Bryan's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Bryan's get the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair project, head to Bryan's Auto Body and Paint, Lancaster. Inbound in the backcourt goes to Vossen. Vossen with 4 so far tonight. He's got 4 of Cuba City's 7. Halverson with all 5 of the Dodgers' points. Hinderman, his 3 in and out. Richard, that's Joel rather. Joel inside, left alone, and gets a second chance points on the glass. Now McGraw to Krubal Lockhart. Lockhart inside, leaves that one short, out of bounds. That one last touch by Hinderman. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Inbound McGraw, quick 3 on the way. Too strong, no good. Rebound hauled in by Hunter Seymour. Ball on the deck. And we'll have a held ball. Possession arrow will keep it on this end with the Dodgers. Russell Law Office is here to assist you as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Russell Law Offices, proudly serving southern Wisconsin. Krubal Lockhart, no good on that 3 attempt. And going the other way, did he step out of bounds? He did. Krubal Lockhart stole that one away, but he's going to stay with Cuba City as he stepped out of bounds right in front of his own bench. 9-5, the Cuba City lead. 12:40 on the clock here in the first period. Vossen works to his right. Back outside off the screen. Vossen, head fake, works to his left. Passes out of that jumper to an open Hinderman who can't get the 3 ball to fall. Dodgeville going the other end. Krubal Lockhart trips but regains his footing. And that one going to be out of bounds. Last touched by Hinderman. We'll get a couple substitutions here for Dodgeville. Brock Fockler and Gentry Olson. Isaiah Argel into the game as well. So 3 new faces on the floor for Coach McGraw and the Dodgers here. 12:22 on the clock in the first period. It's a 9-5 lead for Cuba City. Fockler, Hessling will try the 3. That one rattles in and out, no good. Up ahead, nice pass from Vossen. And the 2 on the glass, good from Joel. So make that 4 points for Braden Joel. And the nice vision to get the assist there for the Cubans. There's a 3 ball. That one, no good for Gentry Olson. And we'll get a held ball here. Fockler in on that one. It'll be Cuba City ball. McNett Electric of Belmont can assist you with all your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call and ready to help you with your agricultural business and commercial needs. McNett Electric, Belmont, and Clare Bank with 3 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin is proud to support our community events. Clare Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. 11-5 Cuba City. Clock just under 12 minutes here in the first period. Working to his left. Richard now Joel off the bounce. That one stolen away by Argel. Argel will take it up for the Dodgers. Over to Hessling. Fockler on the far side wing. Back to Hessling. He'll try another three. That one too strong. Argel offensive rebound and put back good. There's the first points of the night for the Dodgeville Junior to end that scoring drought. 11-7 Cubans. Argel with his hands on it and will get a foul. That one likely going to go on Braden Joel as Argel was trying to control that one. Looks like that foul will be on Joel, so make that the first foul of the game against Joel. Get some subs here. Crewball, Lockhart, and McGraw back into the game for Dodgeville. They'll take out Halverson and Hessling. Halverson has 5 of the 7 Dodgeville points through the first 7 minutes here. John McGraw held scoreless so far. Argel, the only guy with points on the floor. McGraw trapped. Fockler, shot fake, back to McGraw. Up top, now to Crewball Lockhart. Argel to Fockler. Fockler works it baseline. Double comes, and it's ripped out of his hands there by Trevor Van Natta. Van Natta accelerates, elevates, and commits the foul. An offensive foul there. Gonna go on Trevor Van Natta. Hinderman will come into the game to replace Vossen. Good post defense there from Dodgeville. 10.5 minutes to play here. First half. Inbound goes to Fockler. Fockler trapped on the sideline. Crewball Lockhart on the far side wing. Over to Argel. Argel kicks to McGraw. Back to Lockhart off the screen. That one too strong. No good. Joel with the board. Richard leaves for Hinderman. Van Natta fires the three. That one off the back iron. No good. Olsen comes in for the board. That's one thing that's going to be a question tonight is, will Dodgeville be able to physically handle Cuba City, especially on the boards? Dodgeville does get an offensive rebound there. Crewball Lockhart into the hands of Fockler as McGraw drains the triple. There's the first bucket of the night for John McGraw. And just a 1-point game now, an 11-10 Cuba City lead. And that one met back on the other end as Hudson Kieler responds with a triple of his own. 14-10 Cuba City, 9.5 to play, first half. Pass fired to Crewball Lockhart here on the near side wing. Works to his left to McGraw. Now Olsen to Argel, back to McGraw, met by Hinderman up top. Olsen will fire the three. That one off the back iron, no good. Here goes Joel in transition. He'll slow things down and leave for Richard. Clock, about 9 minutes here. Baseline drive from Van Natta. There's the kick to Kieler. Cuba City resets, entry pass there. And the rejection by McGraw on the shot attempt from Joel. Fockler the other way. Leaves to Argel, now McGraw. McGraw to Crewball Lockhart. Back to McGraw. Argel, quick pull-up jumper. Leaves it a little short, skips over the rim, no good. Hudson Kieler pulls down the board. Here's Tyson Richard to Hinderman in the far side corner. Hinderman, doubled. Dodgeville defense gets back into position. Now Kieler on the wing. Can't find space in the step back, and Braden Joel left alone inside. And that's made basket number 3 of the night from Joel, and a 16-10 lead here 10 minutes into the half for Dodgeville, and a timeout taken by Coach McGraw and the Dodgers. We'll stay with you for this one and tell you that our broadcast tonight is brought to you by TC Networks of Platteville. From IT consulting to security cameras, door access control, and more, learn about how they can help you at tcnetworks.com. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Jury and the gang a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. First Supply of Platteville, your total commercial plumbing and heating wholesale outlet. When quality parts are needed, the experts rely on First Supply in Platteville. And Guys Truck and Tractor for heavy-duty towing and recovery, reliable 24-hour roadside service and long-distance transports. Call on Guys Truck and Tractor in Kieler and at guystruck.com. Taking a look at our box score so far tonight. For Cuba City, it's 6 points for Joel and 4 for Vossen. Kieler and Talon Van Atta also with 3. For Dodgeville, 10 points on the scoreboard. It's 5 for Halverson, 2 for Argyle, and 3 for McGraw. Here's the inbound to Sawyer Garthwaite, who's into the game for the first time tonight. Hessling. Passes over there to Jack Graber. Now Halverson driving, loses. Hessling swings to Bush. Bush works to the right, spins inside, fakes once, and leaves it short. That one out of bounds. Last touch by Kieler. It'll be Halverson to inbound this one on the baseline. Quick pass there. Halverson, no good on the 3. Rebound, won by Bush. Bush couldn't get that to go. Would have been a nifty layup if it had gone. Rebound to Cuba City. Cubans push the other way. Hinderman works to his right, now switches back left. Vossen kicks out. Van Natta 3-ball is good. Trevor Van Natta, that is, with a 3-ball. Make that 3. Cubans good from deep so far tonight, and the Cuba City lead up to 9. 19-10. 7 minutes remaining in our first half here tonight. Halverson leaves for Garthwaite in the far corner. Now Graber will have a block on Vossen. Tonight's game brought to you by Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring stair installation or refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only Natural Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. Inbound goes to Graber as we're under 7 to play in the half. Garthwaite up top, swings to Halverson. He'll work it inside with the left. Step back Jay on the baseline, no good. Vossen rips down the board. Eyes ahead for Vossen. Goes over to Hinderman to his right. Hinderman to Richards. Richards steps through and finishes on the glass. Ben Richards, the 6'6 senior, with his first bucket of the night. Now here comes Halverson quickly the other way. Fakes the pass. Too strong, no good on the glass. Put back, no good by Garthwaite, and we'll get a foul here. That foul is going to go on Ben Richards, and it'll put Sawyer Garthwaite, the Dodgeville senior, at the line to shoot a pair. WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler and at WCC-brands.com. First free throw for Garthwaite. Eventually rattles home as Krubal Lockhart back in for the Dodgers and Richard back in for the Cubans. Boz Electric, call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Boz Electric, Lancaster, and Fenimore and Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montfort, and Sloans.com. Second free throw, short, no good. Garthwaite, 1 for 2 on that trip to the line. 21-11, Cuba City, as we approach the 6-minute mark here in the first half. Hinderman, now cross court. Van Natta tries another 3. That one too strong. Bush climbs the ladder for the rebound. Bush with some hesitation to his right. Phyllis Krubal Lockhart's spot, now back up top to Halverson. Halverson to Krubal Lockhart. Back to Halverson. Halverson tries the 3 from the wing, and it's good for Jace Halverson. Up to 8 on the night to cut that Cuba City lead down to 7, 21-14 with 5.5 to play in the first. Halverson doubled on the sideline, goes to Tyson Richard. That one tipped. controlled by Trevor Van Natta. Van Natta slows things down. Coach Sheevy resetting his offense. This one poked away and stolen away by Bush. Bush regains possession as it was poked out. Halverson spins inside, kicks to the open Hessling, and a great find by Halverson to find Andrew Hessling, who's on the board for the first time tonight. And now this just a 5-point game. Richard works left. Over to Vossen. Van Natta inside. Richards left alone. Makes a man miss. And finishes. And that move for Cuba City, Dodgeville keeping the extra pressure off the screen. And when Richards has been setting those screens, he's been able to cut into the lane pretty much wide open. That's the second time tonight we've seen him capitalize on that. On the other end, that one no good off the glass for Cuba Lockhart. It's an offensive rebound for Garthwaite. Short on that, and we'll get a foul. Looks like that's going to go on Gavin Vossen. So that's foul number 2 on the Cuba City senior, and that'll put Bryce Kruba Lockhart at the free throw line to shoot 2. First one good for Kruba Lockhart. That's his first bucket on the night. Krantz Auto Parts, your local hardware, Hank and Napa dealers. See Rob Krantz and the crew at Krantz Auto Parts for full service repairs on cars and light trucks too. Krantz Auto Parts of Fenimore. Bytech Resource Management, a greener way. Bytech Resource Management of Monroe and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors of Belmont, Prairie du Chien, and at Carey's Gutters and Doors.com. Kruba Lockhart 2 for 2 on that trip to the free throw line to cut it back to a 5-point game with 4 to play in the half. Richard stops once inside and fouled on the way up. It's Vossen, rather. Vossen will get 2 at the free throw line. That's going to be a foul on Kruba Lockhart. And that's just the first foul of the game on Dodgeville. 7 fouls on Cuba City. Vossen good on 1. Kieler will check back in for Cuba City. Van Natta to the bench. People's State Bank for personal home business and ag loans. Visit one of their convenient area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC. Vossen short on the free throw. 1 for 2 on that trip to the line. Here comes Dodgeville down the other way with under 4 to play in the half. Dodgeville facing a 6-point deficit. Kruba Lockhart trying to work on Talon Van Natta, and we'll get a reach-in foul on Cuba City. That'll be on Talon Van Natta, his second. Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control, over 40 years of professional friendly service. Dodgeville into the bonus. Front end good there by Kruba Lockhart. He'll get another one. Donnie's Tire and Auto, call the only hooker in town for 24-hour towing service at 568-3014. 568-3014. Your home for excellent car care is Donnie's Tire and Auto. Dickeyville. Kruba Lockhart 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. And just a 4-point game. Cuba City led by as much as 10 in this one. Richard off that screen again. No good. Richards leaves it short. Going back the other way is Kruba Lockhart, and Dodgeville can make it a 1-score game here. McGraw, open corner 3. It drops for John McGraw, and it's a 1-point game. John McGraw with his second triple of the night. And it's his 24-23 lead for Cuba City. Vossen, the floater in and out, no good. That one out of bounds off the leg of McGraw. We'll get some subs here for Cuba City. Richard and Hinderman into the game. Inbound here. Joel tries the triple, and it's online for Braden Joel. So Braden Joel up to 9 points, and that Cuba City lead back up to 4. Faulkner drives inside, can't get it to drop, and will get that one going out of bounds. It'll stay with Dodgeville. Argel back in for the Dodgers here. Brought to you by Claire Bank, with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, is proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Inbound, Halverson, and I call that one out of bounds right on the baseline. It'll be Cuba City basketball. 2:46 on the clock, 27-23, the Cuba City lead. Van Natta over to Richard. Back to Hinderman. Kieler up top to Joel. Joel to Hinderman. Hinderman steps through, loses it into the hands of Argel. Now McGraw looks back. Step back three, eventually on the way, and short, no good, but we'll have a foul on that three. And that'll send Jace Halverson to the charity stripe to shoot three. That's going to be the second foul on Tyson Richard. First one no good from Halverson. Second one no good from Halverson. And Halverson, he is a sharpshooter. Cuba City getting lucky here. These just not falling. He does get the third to fall. So up to 9 points on the night for Halverson. And another careless turnover for Cuba City. Gentry Olsen checks in for Dodgeville. 27-24, just a one-score game as we near 2 minutes to go in this first half. Inbound here goes to Olsen. Double comes right at that half-court line and throwing that one into the hands of Tyson Richard. And Richard throws it right back to Argel. And it looks like we're going to get a foul here, and Coach McGraw arguing that one. That's going to go on Argel. Coach McGraw not happy with that one. That one just the first foul on Argel, second foul on Dodgeville as a team. 9 team fouls on Cuba City, 2 on Dodgeville. That one out of bounds, it'll stay with Cuba City. Folks, don't go anywhere at the conclusion of this half as we will bring you our McNett Electric halftime report. I've got a lot to talk about in this half from what we've seen and how weird of a basketball game this one has been. We'll break that down, check the shoebox scoreboard, and take a look at what we've got coming up in March. All of that and more coming up on the McNett Electric halftime report. Still a minute 30 to go in this first half. McGraw drives, kicks to Olsen. He'll fire the corner three. In and out, no good. That would have tied it. 27-24, the Cuba City lead. That one no good down the floor for Van Natta, but he is fouled. That's going to be the first foul on Gentry Olsen, and it'll send Van Natta to the free throw line to shoot a pair. First one up for Van Natta and good. Van Natta up to 4 on the night. Mound City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in at Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. Second one good as well for Van Natta. That puts him up to 5 on the night. And 5-point game here, 29-24. 3-ball on the way from Halverson, and it's good. Jace Halverson leading all scorers, first into double figures with 12, and it's just a 2-point game now. 29-27. Van Natta drives too strong. Off the glass on the scoop, no good. Olsen coming the other way for Dodgeville as the seconds tick down on the clock. Halverson, he's got the hot hand. Won't take the step back three. He goes to Olsen. Now McGraw in the far corner with 45 seconds to play. McGraw goes to Olsen. Olsen swings to Lockhart. Crewball Lockhart trying to step through. Off balance. Lays it in, and we're tied at 29. Cuba City comes the other way, and Coach Sheevy will slow things down. Tied up at 29. 30 seconds to play in what's turned out to be a really entertaining non-conference game here in Cuba City. 15 seconds. Kieler to Tyson Richard. 10 seconds, and we'll get a timeout for Coach Sheevy and the Cubans. This will be a 30-second timeout, so we will stay here with you for this one. We'll take a check on the shoebox scoreboard right now and tell you that in New Glarus, the SWAL champion Mineral Point Pointers playing with a 32-15 lead over the New Glarus Glarner Knights. Still no other score checks coming in. This here on Super Hits 106, our only Wisconsin basketball game on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations tonight. Steve Prestegard has got a game himself down in Illinois. Steve in Galena for the regional quarterfinal in boys hoops between Pearl City and the Pirates of Galena. Down to 10 seconds. Talon Van Natta trapped to Trevor Van Natta. Now Richard, Joel, turnaround jumper, no good. Will the Cubans get a shot up? Good if it goes, it does not. And at the half, we are all knotted up, 29-29. We'll take a break and start to break things down after this. You're listening to high school boys basketball on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 2.
Here at Super Hits 106, we love giving you a great mix of music, entertainment, and of course, prizes. If you participate in any of our giveaways and contests...
All right, listen up. Before we go any further, I'm going to lay down a few rules. Number 1.
Contests are generally open to U.S. residents 18 years or older and reside within our terrestrial listening area. Other age restrictions may apply.
Number 2.
You can only win once per 30 days or once per promotion or contest.
Number 3.
Employees, agents, and affiliates of the station, Queen Bee Radio Incorporated, Morgan Murphy Media, contest sponsors, other radio, television, and print advertising companies are ineligible to win. Other restrictions apply. No purchase necessary.
Number 4.
All entries, completed or blank, any and all material pertaining to a contest are the property of Queen Bee Radio. Prize winners have 30 days to pick up their prize at the Queen Bee Radio offices. 51 Beans Drive in Platteville, Wisconsin, 53818. Bring your ID. A signature may be required. Unclaimed prizes will be disposed of at the discretion of Queen Bee Radio. All decisions are final. Winners are responsible for all taxes, fees, usage charges, tariffs, and other fees associated with their prize. Queen Bee Radio makes no guarantee of any awarded prize and is released from all liability. A full list of our general contest rules can be found online at superhits106.com or at the Queen Bee Radio offices. Keep listening for your next chance to win.
I said, am I the winner? My God, I can't believe it.
I love you guys.
In Game 2.
Back at Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. At the half, it's 29-29. We've got a great one here in Cuba City between the Cubans and the Dodgers. We'll take another break and get to the McNett Electric halftime report after this. You're listening to high school boys basketball on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 3.
Fuller's Milker Center and GIA have the management tools you need to keep your dairy's profitability at your fingertips 24 hours a day. From many choices of reliable electronic ID to effective time-saving sort gates to the state-of-the-art Dairy Plan C21, monitor and control your parlor systems as you manage your whole herd. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your GIA dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center for details on the latest ID systems and sort gates that can help your dairy's efficiency, putting you and your cows in the fast lane.
It's the President's Day sales event going on now at Turpin Motors. Financing as low as 0% with approved credit. Check out our large inventory and year-end specials. Save over $7,000 on a 2024 Dodge Hornet GT all-wheel drive or over $8,000 on a 2024 Ram 2500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x4. See their large inventory and year-end specials at TurpinDodge.com. See Turpin for details on specific models and requirements. No payments till May during the President's Day sales event at Turpin Dodge Ram and Jeep, JFK and Dodge Street in Dubuque.
In Game 3.
Back on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. At the half, Cuba City and Dodgeville all tied up at 29. Let's take a quick check on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the large independent shoe store in the Midwest. Down in Illinois, Galena takes down Pearl City 62-27. And our score at the half in another game down there, Scales Mound with the 5-point lead over Warren, 28-23. Elsewhere in Wisconsin at the half in New Glarus, the Pointers of Mineral Point lead the Glarner Knights 37-18. And those are all the scores we've got for you. Now time for our McNett Electric halftime report. For all of your electrical needs, call McNett Electric of Belmont. in our Raleigh Cheese pregame show, rather, Coach Sheevy in Cuba City talked about how they wanted to play more basketball their way, let their stars do their thing, but tonight, not really what I've seen from them. Cuba City has the potential to play a very complete basketball game, but that they just haven't been doing tonight. First thing I want to talk about, something that Dodgeville should be very proud of, and one of the reasons that Dodgeville is in this, Dodgeville has been able to get a lot more shots up than Cuba City because they have been crashing the offensive boards. Now, this shouldn't be happening. Cuba City is starting players that stand at 6'2", 6'1", also 6'1", 5'11", and 6'6", with a 6'4" guy coming off the bench and a couple other players over 6 foot coming off the bench. Dodgeville has one player taller than 6 feet, and that is the 6'4" John McGraw. We've seen the 5'11" Bryce Kruba-Lockhart, 5'11" Griffin Bush, the 5'11" Jace Halverson, and some other guys, Faulkner, Hessling, Olsen, crashing the offensive boards. They're the smaller guys on the floor, but they've been getting in good position, boxing out, getting those offensive rebound, and getting more shot opportunities for Dodgeville. Now, Dodgeville may not be taking the best possible shot opportunities. They're taking a lot of really contested shots and kind of rushing things offensively, but ultimately, they've been getting more shot opportunities up, and that's been enough to do it for Dodgeville to be able to tie this score up at 29. Another thing I want to talk about, fouls, as you see on the shoebox scoreboard right there, 9 fouls against the Cubans, just 3 against the Dodgers. Dodgeville's been playing a very clean game. Now, they have been able to create a lot of other offensive opportunities off of turnovers, and that once again goes back to the defense. All night long, Dodgeville has been playing fantastic defense, not fouling, getting in the way of those passing lanes, and they've been playing risky. They've been bringing a lot of on-ball pressure at the half court. We've seen Richard slip past a couple screens and get open in the paint, which is an interesting call by Coach McGraw, not having a taller guy to guard him down low, especially wide open, but it's worked for Dodgeville tonight. They've been able to create turnovers. They've been able to limit fouls, and when you're able to get up more shot opportunities than your opponent because you're crashing the offensive boards and you're getting more turnovers leading to more transition opportunities, that's going to put you in a really good spot. And that is why the 9-13 Dodgeville Dodgers have the 15-7 Cuba City Cubans tied up at the break. We'll keep diving our way into this one as we continue with the McNett Electric halftime report. After this, you're listening to high school boys basketball on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 4.
Hello, Ben here from Darlington Family Dental. Your smile is as important to us as it is to you. Give us a call and schedule a consultation to figure out if clear aligners might be right for you. The consultation is free. Zero interest financing is available. This solution for your smile might be more cost-effective than you think. Call our team and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
It seems like the cost of everything is going up, so it's nice to save a little dough when you can, especially for something you love to eat every day. Before I go grocery shopping, I print out a coupon for $1 off any Country Hearth, Village Hearth, or Artisan Hearth bread product. My favorite is Dakota Style 12 grain. My wife's breakfast go-to is a toasted Village Hearth English muffin. We can save $1 on each. Go to countryhearthbreads.com/coupons and print 1 or 2 out before your next shopping trip. And don't forget, Country Hearth, Village Hearth, and Artisan Hearth bread products are baked locally and delivered fresh daily.
In Game 4.
Back at Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, and Dodgeville has got Cuba City all tied up after 18 minutes. But the exciting part, we've got 18 more minutes of basketball coming up here shortly. Just 2 minutes left in our McNett Electric halftime. Let's take a look at the box score for Dodgeville. John McGraw has got 6 points. Isaiah Argel, 2. Bryce Kruba-Lockhart, 6. Jace Halverson, 12. He leads all scorers, and Andrew Hessling, 2 on the other side for Cuba City. It's 5 for Vossen, Kieler, and Van Natta with 3. Trevor Van Natta has 5, Ben Richards 4, and Braden Joel 9. Something to keep an eye on, Tyson Richard and Talon Van Natta both playing with 2 fouls. Quickly, let's get to our keys to the second half for Dodgeville. You've got to keep doing what you're doing, keep crashing the boards. Luckily, your guys don't have a lot of personal fouls against them. So even if they do commit some fouls here, that's not going to hurt you. No one's really going to be in any foul trouble for a while. So Dodgeville's got to keep playing aggressive. It's got them to this point. They got to keep that going. If you can make one change for Dodgeville, maybe your shot selection, in my opinion, has not been the greatest so far tonight. They've gotten a good amount of three-pointers to fall. However, inside, they've taken a lot of off-balance, heavily contested layups, which, when you've got the quality of shooters you do, probably not the most ideal move. And for Cuba City, started off with the basics. They've been running some good sets offensively, and they've been getting some good shot opportunities, but they're not going to be able to really push ahead into a big lead without regaining control of the glass and without limiting their turnovers and their fouls. This has been the McNett Electric halftime report. More basketball after this on Dubuque Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 5.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Big savings and great incentives are waiting for you at Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Now through March 3rd, shop Anderson Weber's wide selection of new Toyota trucks with savings of up to $4,000 off MSRP. Finance a 2025 Tundra as low as 1.99% APR for 48 or 60 months. Visit Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque or AndersonWeberToyota.com for selection and to find out if you qualify for special financing. Anderson Weber Toyota, when you're ready.
In Game 5.
Back out of the halftime, players on the court, and it'll be Dodgeville ball as we get underway in the second half of basketball in our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school basketball, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, and Dubuque Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 29-29 here at the Jerry Pettigrew Gymnasium between Dodgeville and Cuba City, and Jace Helverson picks up right where he left off with a corner three to give Dodgeville their first lead in quite some time, 32-29 early in the second half. Tyson Richards swings it over to Hinderman. Hinderman working right, goes back out to Ben Richards. He leaves for Vossen on the wing. Richards inside, passes out. Hinderman cuts to the basket, draws a foul, free throws on the way for Miles Hinderman, and that's what you need to see for Cuba City. A fantastic play drawn up right away by Coach Sheevy, and it results in Hinderman free throws. Hinderman, one of the better true shooters on this team. First one good for Miles Hinderman. That's his first point on the day. 40 seconds through here. Hinderman, 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. Community First Bank, feeding the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFbank.com, member FDIC. Cuba City keeping up with this full court pressure. Dodgeville's handled it fairly well. The Dodgers turn it over there as Bush was looking for McGraw. Now pass to Van Natta. Richard tries to step through and gets it to go on the glass. 6 points now for Ben Richards. And if Cuba City can take care of the ball like this and make some of the passes that they've been making, that's what they're going to need to grow this lead. It's a 1-point lead as it stands. 3-ball no good for Dodgeville, and we'll get a blocking foul. That's going to go on Crewball Lockard. That's his second. The only Dodger with multiple fouls. Over a minute through the second half here, 33-32. Cuba City leads these Dodgeville Dodgers. Van Natta looks inside to Vossen, and he spins through for 2. Vossen had a quiet night so far tonight. That just his 4th made field goal, up to 7. We'll get a foul here on Van Natta, so that's foul number 2 on Trevor Van Natta. 35-32, your lead for Cuba City. Casey McNett Funeral Home and Cremation Service proud to back Cuba City basketball for compassionate care in your family's time of loss. Trust Casey McNett Funeral Home and Cremation Service in Cuba City. Here's Halverson from the free throw line. Good! Count it! And the foul. Jace Halverson, lights out, up to 17, and he draws the third foul on Tyson Richard. Free throw good, so make that 18 for Halverson and a 36-35 lead for the Dodgers. Richard, Vossen, his three ball on the way. That one over the backboard, no good, an unlucky bounce there for Gavin Vossen. Brought to you today by Mark and Trish at Thompson's IGA in Cuba City. We wish the Cuba City basketball team good luck. Thompson's IGA in Cuba City is hometown proud. Go Cubans. Halverson, coast to coast, can't get that one to go. Another one of those off-balance layups. 5-on-4 here for Cuba City as Halverson slow to get back. That one short inside from Van Natta. Bush slows things down going the other way. Over to McGraw. Halverson fires the three. No good, just a little short off the front rim. Hinderman back the other way. He's been quiet tonight, just 2 points, and Tyson Richards scoreless as well, and another avoidable turnover there for Cuba City as Van Natta not ready for that pass. Brought to you today by McNett Pet Cremation, proud to back Cuba City basketball. They are now here to serve your entire family during times of loss, honoring pets and preserving memories. McNett Pet Cremation in Cuba City. Joel and Kieler check in for the Cubans. Dodgeville with the ball here, tied up, 35-35. Hessling goes over to Bush. Bush into the lane. No good. Offensive rebound. Hessling, good, count it, and one. Andrew Hessling on the glass for his second made field goal of the game and make that 2 fouls on Braden Joel. Hessling trying to convert the and one, and there it is. Hessling up to 5, and it's 38-35. Vossen to Richard. Now Joel. He has scored the ball well for Cuba City tonight. Kieler on the far side wing, goes up top to Joel. Now Talon Van Natta inside. Vossen loses it out of bounds. Dodgeville basketball. Halverson to inbound this one, gets it into Bush. 14:30 on the clock, second half, 38-35, Dodgeville. There's a trap. Halverson, before he has a chance to step through it, a timeout on the floor from Coach McGraw and the Dodgers. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 6.
Better health starts here, and that means getting the care you need close to home when you need it. Grant Regional Health Center offers a wide variety of outpatient services, including wound care, IV infusions, injections, blood transfusions, antibiotic therapy, and much more. We've expanded our offerings to better serve you. Before you travel out of town or hours away, call us at 608-723-1309 to inquire about receiving outpatient services here. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Are you tired of hearing, "I'm bored" from the kids after school? The Bell Tower Theater can help with that. They have 4 amazing classes to choose from, so you are sure to find something perfect. No experience necessary. All kids, kindergarten through 6th grade, are welcome. This 6-week session of classes starts March 24th. Registration deadline is March 12th, and spaces are limited. Financial assistance is available. Call the Bell Tower Theater at 563-588-3377 or online at belltowertheater.net.
In Game 6.
Back on Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, and Argyle not ready for that pass from Cuba Lockhart. Last time these two teams played was January 13th, 2020, where it was a 98-59 win for Cuba City. As it stands now, 4 minutes into the second half, it's a 38-35 lead for Dodgeville. Here's the entry pass to Vossen, trying to spin inside, and it's too strong, no good. Hessling with the rebound. Back the other way, Faulkner works to his left, inside, back out. Olsen, 3-ball, too strong. Hessling rips down the board. Now Kruba Lockhart tries the 3, and it's good. Bryce Kruba Lockhart up to 9 on the game with that 3-ball from the far side wing. 41-35, Dodgers up 6. Entry pass here, Joel spinning inside and good. Just what Cuba City needs to get Braden Joel going. He's got 11 tonight, and that'll cut the Dodgeville lead to 4. 5 minutes into the half, Hessling in the corner, over to Kruba Lockhart, 3-ball, straight on, got it! Another triple for Dodgeville. Kruba Lockhart into double figures on that one, and it's 44-37. Dodgers lead by 7. Vossen works to his right. Entry pass here. Tyson Richard backs things out to Talon Van Natta. Now Joel leaves for Van Natta. Van Natta to Richard. Now Joel inside. Short. But we'll get a foul against the Dodgers. That's going to go on Andrew Hessling. First foul on Hessling, third team foul on Dodgeville. Joel with 11 and a chance to add to it here. Joel's first free throw, no good, too strong, as Halverson and McGraw back into the game. They'll take out Kruba Lockhart and Hessling. Joel to get one more free throw here shortly. Schneidels Heating and Cooling, your local Daikin dealer. Call Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service from Schneidels Heating and Cooling in Bloomington. Joel, good on his second. Ben Richards will come back into the game for Cuba City. He'll take out Tyson Richard. 44-38. Dodgers by 6. 12.5 to go. McGraw into Halverson. McGraw will take it up here. Argel to Olsen. McGraw up top. Faulkner drives, elevates, too strong, no good. Rebound pulled away by Joel. Faulkner, good position inside, just a little strong on the shot. Joel, 3-ball on the way, and true. Braden Joel to 15 on the night. With that one there, Dodgeville lead was 7. It's now down to 3. Faulkner works to his right to McGraw. McGraw with 6 for Dodgeville. Argel, he'll fire a 3, and it's good. Isaiah Argel with a triple. His first 3-point basket of the night to push the Dodgeville lead back up to 6. 11:15 on the clock here, second half. 47-41, Dodgeville over Cuba City. Vossen works left into the defense, gets it to go. Count it, and the foul. That foul going to be the second on Gentry Olsen. Free throws on the way for Vossen. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering your audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque when you are ready. First free throw for Vossen. Good. It's an and one, rather. Vossen up to 10 on the night with that one. Back to a 3-point game. Halverson leaves for McGraw. Now to Gentry Olsen. Faulkner off the screen. Works to his right. And we'll get a foul going to go on Cuba City. That's going to go on Ben Richards, his second. Tyson Richard, the only Cuba City player with 3 fouls across the board. both Van Natta's, Talon and Trevor with 2, Ben Richards with 2, and Braden Joel with 2. So Richard really the only guy in foul trouble so far, but any fouls on those guys I just listed, and that could certainly change. Halverson tried to spin inside, and right as we say that, Talon Van Natta going to get hit with the reach in, and that's his third. 10:45, second half, 47-44. Dodgeville leads. Crewball Lockhart sees space, kicks, Argel gets it to go. Argel with 2 quick baskets. He's got 7, 49-44. Dodgers. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team. Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Soko, PAC, provides exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. Kieler in the near corner. Tries to work it inside. Argel there. And we'll get an off-ball foul. It's going to go on Gentry Olsen. That's number 3 on Olsen. He'll come out here. Tyson Richard in for Cuba City. Hessling back in for Dodgeville. Tyson Richard into Kieler. Kieler to Joel. Now off the screen, Ben Richards elevates and gets 2. That one's been automatic tonight, the Richard and Richards screen and roll on the other side for the Dodgers. Crewball Lockhart fires the 3 and hits it from deep. Bryce Crewball Lockhart with 15 for Dodgeville. And the lead continues to grow, 52-46. 6-point game. Tyson Richard fires the 3, and it drops. Tyson Richard on the scoreboard for the first time tonight, and Coach Sheevy calls time. We'll keep it here for this one. It's Warren over Scales Mountain, 61-50 on the Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the large independent shoe store in the Midwest. And as it stands right now in New Glarus, let's see if we can get you a score on that one. It's going to be Mineral Point 44, New Glarus 26. That's your score there. On this, for many teams, penultimate game day of the regular season. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Mark and Trish at Thompson's IGA in Cuba City. Want to wish the Cuba City basketball team good luck. Thompson's IGA in Cuba City is hometown proud. Go Cubans. Under 10 to play here at the Jerry Pettigrew Gymnasium, and it's a 3-point lead for Dodgeville. Crewball Lockhart gets the 15-footer to go. He's up to 17 tonight. 54-49. Dodgeville in front as we approach the 9-minute mark. Joel over to Richard. Back to Joel. Cross-court pass to Kieler. And on the far side wing, back to Tyson Richard. Richard wanted to go inside. Has it poked away. Picked up by Crewball Lockhart. Leaves for Halverson. Halverson will go back out. Crewball Lockhart, 3-ball on the way, and good! Crewball Lockhart, the first to 20. And Dodgeville leads by 8. Entry pass, Vossen, no one home. Can't get it to go, but we'll get a foul on McGraw, his first. And free throws on the way for Gavin Vossen. Mound City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. Vossen, back iron, no good on 1. Community First Bank for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com. Member FDIC and Casey McNett Funeral Home and Cremation Service. Proud to back Cuba City basketball for compassionate care in your family's time of loss. Trust Casey McNett Funeral Home and Cremation Service in Cuba City. Vossen gets the second one to go, so he's up to 11 on that one. Richard going to bring pressure on McGraw's inbound. Inbound goes to Bush here. Now Hessling has the space to get it up. and wisely does so. Now Kruba Lockhart working his way inside, backs it out to McGraw. 8:15 on the clock, 57-50 Dodgeville out front. Bush will slow things down. Bush on the perimeter to Halverson. Now McGraw. Bush takes the pull-up J, and it's good for Griffin Bush. That's the first bucket of the night for Griffin Bush, and the Dodgeville lead back to 9. Van Natta. Over here, it looks like Dodgeville with a 3-2 zone look on defense. Here's Vossen, gets that one to go. Tough finish for Gavin Vossen. He's up to 13 tonight. Him and Joel lead the way offensively for Cuba City. McGraw on the outside fires the 3. Too strong, no good, and that's the first miss from beyond the arc in quite some time for the Dodgers. Richard trying to decide where to go with it. Looks for Hinderman. Now Van Natta to Vossen. Inside, short, and a late whistle, a foul on Dodgeville. That's going to be on Griffin Bush, his first. More Vossen free throws on the way. Seven-point game. First one, no good for Vossen. Struggles continue at the line. McNett Pet Cremation is proud to back Cuba City basketball. They're now here to serve your entire family during times of loss, honoring pets and preserving memories. McNett Pet Cremation in Cuba City. Second one for Vossen, no good, back iron. And McGraw saves the rebound to Hessling. McGraw up ahead to Kruba Lockhart. Inside, gathers, short, Ben Richards the board. 59-52, under 7 to play. Here's Tyson Richard up top. Works to his left, leaves for Vossen. Richard wants it. And we're going to have a foul on Dodgeville. It's going to go on Halverson. That's Jace Halverson's first. And that will push Cuba City into the penalty. "17 fouls on Dodgeville. Let's have 8 actually will make that. So Richard going to get a 1-and-1 look here. Front end good for Richard. He earns one more. McNett Electric of Belmont can assist you with all of your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call and ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric Belmont. Richard gathers himself and gets the second to go. This one down to a 5-point game, 59-54. There's the inbound. Hessling, and a travel on Andrew Hessling. Dodgeville's had some big leads this half. Cuba City can make it a one-score game with a bucket here. Van Natta on the outside to Hinderman, back to Van Natta. Joel, 3-ball, straight on. No good, in and out. Vossen climbs the ladder and gets the putback 2. Vossen up to 15. 59-56, we're in for a great finish. 3-point game, under 6 to play. Halverson, shot fake, kicks, and the bucket good for Andrew Hessling. Hessling up to 7 with that one there. Had a sneaky good night for Dodgeville. Hinderman, step back 3. No good. McGraw elevates for the rebound. Here's Bush over to Halverson. Halverson leads second, actually, in scoring with 18. Kruba Lockhart leaves all scorers with 20. Hessling up top as we approach the 5-minute mark. Open three. Halverson. Got it! And we'll put Jace Halverson back in charge in the scoring column. Up to 21 on that one. He and Krubot Lockhart combining for 41 so far tonight. 64-56 Dodgeville. Under 5 to go. Hinderman inside. Floater. Short. Rebound to Krubot Lockhart. Up to Bush. Bush kicks. And inside. Hessling finishes the 2. Dodgeville by 10. Vossen goes to Joel. Joel leaves for Vannata. Inside, elevating. Short is Vossen. Short on his second. Another offensive board. Hinderman tries the 3, and it's good. Miles Hinderman with his first made field goal tonight, and it's a 3-ball. That cuts the Dodger lead to 7 as Coach Matt McGraw will call time. 66-59. We'll take a timeout too. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 7.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons. Cheese is a great source of protein for school lunches or a snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
The colors are spectacular, so don't miss this chance to see the national parks of the Southwest with Warco Transportation. August 4th through the 15th. Cruise the Canyonlands at night by boat. Check out Arches National Park, Bryce Canyon National Park. Enjoy a unique railway tour of the Grand Canyon, plus Four Corners National Monument and Mesa Verde National Park. Sign up by May 1st and save $50 per person. Learn more about this and all the 2025 getaways at warcotransportation.com.
In Game 7.
Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 66-59. Dodgeville leads under 4 to play. Gentry Olsen on the perimeter near side, working back to the center. Kicks to Faulkner. Faulkner, Krubot Lockhart, pull up jumper, got it! Krubot Lockhart, when you need a bucket, he's your go-to guy. Vossen, over to Richard. Richard, entry pass, Joel, no good inside, rebound to Dodgeville. 68-59 Dodgeville, 3:20 to play. Faulkner drives outside, Argel, 3-ball, got it! Isaiah Argel up to 10, and Dodgeville leads by 12 with 3 to play. Richard can't respond on the other end. Vossen, put back, won't go. Kieler with another offensive board. Joel will try the 3, no good. Olsen with the rebound. And Dodgeville in control. 2:45 to go. 71-59 Dodgeville. Krubot Lockhart fouled by Vossen. That's his 3rd. There's your 6th team foul on Dodgeville, as we'll see Bush, Hessling, and Halverson back into the game. We'll take out Faulkner, McGraw, and Olsen. 2:38 to play, 71-59, the Dodger lead. As I mentioned, the last time these two teams played, Cuba City won 98-59. That game over 5 years ago. Krubot Lockhart and officials pause play. Looks like we had a fallen object on the floor and a kid in the stands lost his bouncy ball. Dodgeville to inbound it under their own basket. 2:20 to go. Inbound goes to Argel. Quick J, it's a long 2, won't go. Rebound to Joel. Here comes Richard in transition. Backs things out to Talon Van Natta. Cuba's got to start putting some shots up here. 2:05 to go. Dodgers by 12. Van Natta works left. Kieler loses it. Stolen away. Ball up for grabs. And we'll see what the call is. Refs discussing. Held ball. Possession arrow. We'll keep it with Cuba City. McGraw will return for Dodgeville. Hinderman will return for Cuba City. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not familiar with Jace Halverson and Bryce Kruba-Lockard's game, those guys can hoop. They've combined tonight for 43 points so far. 1:45 to go. Dodgers by 12. Step back three, good for Hudson Kieler, and we'll get a timeout by Coach Sheevy and the Cubans. We'll take 1-2 back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 8.
Hello, Mitch here from Kieler Family Dental. There's never been a better time to explore what's possible for you and your family at our 3 state-of-the-art facilities. From routine dental care to same-day crowns to clear aligners, veneers, and implants, we cover a wide spectrum of dental services. Call our team and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
We all know how unpredictable the weather in our area can be. Tune in to Super Hits 106 as we'll keep you up to date on all the cancellations and delays affecting the Tri-States. Cancellations and delays are presented by Anderson Auto of Platteville. Make sure you don't get stuck out in the cold with a visit to Anderson Auto Repair in Platteville. They'll check your fluids, including oil and antifreeze, plus tires, suspension, and more. And they'll get you in right away and back on the road. Learn more about Anderson Auto Repair on Facebook.
In game 8.
Back on Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Dodgeville to inbound it from under the Cuba City basket. They're playing with a 9-point lead and 1:37 to go. Here's the inbound. Up to Kruba-Lockard, elevates, and lays it in off the glass for 2. Kruba-Lockard with 24, and it's an 11-point lead for Black and Orange. Vossen elevates and gets it to go over McGraw and Hessling. Vossen trying to will Cuba City back into this one, but it's a 9-point lead for Dodgeville, and with 1:08 on the clock, Cuba City will start fouling. That's going to be the first foul on Hinderman. Tonight's game brought to you by Russell Law Offices, here to assist you with your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. Front end, no good from Hessling. 73-64, 105. Hinderman the other way. A lot can happen in 60 seconds. Clock under a minute. Vossen doesn't see it. Takes it back out. Richard tries the 3. That no good. Kruba-Lockard with the rebound. Gets it away to Halverson. Halverson works out of that one. Hessling back to Halverson. Halverson will go up with it. No good. In the air, that one. Kruba-Lockard can't get it to go. Down to 35 seconds. Richard the other way. Kieler backs it out. Works inside. Finishes on the glass. Count it, and 1. That's going to go on Griffin Bush. That's his second. A little chat between Bush and the official. I could see you falling over before contact was made. Free throw good from Kieler. So Cuba City cuts this lead a little bit more, 73-69, but Cuba City's running out of time. And there's the foul. That'll send Jace Halverson, the sophomore, to the free throw line. That's Hudson Kieler's first. Brought to you by Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialists. The pros at Brian's get the job done right for unexpected dings or major repair projects. Head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint Lancaster. Jace Halverson, 22 points. Good on his first. What an upset this would be. Good on his second. And it's back to an 8-point game. Back the other way. Stolen away. McGraw. Fouled. And Dodgeville is going to come into Cuba City. And while the brackets have already been set, pick up a huge win. McGraw, free throw one, no good. Cuba City going the other way. 15 seconds, they're down by 8. Vossen spins inside, elevates, no good. Rebound to Dodgeville, and Cuba City won't foul. Dodger fans on their feet. It's a 75-67 victory. Dodgeville takes down Cuba City. We'll take a break. After this, we'll get things started on the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management post-game show. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 9.
From small-town businesses to large multi-state operations, Tricor Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance have industry expertise that can cover all types of businesses.
Having an insurance agency that understands our business is a real benefit. They know our people. It's something Tricor does really well.
Tricor's in-depth knowledge of insurance, regulation, compliance, and safety consulting is here to help your business succeed. Working with leading insurance companies like Auto Owners Insurance. They'll be there when you need them most. Visit TricorInsurance.com to learn more about Tricor Insurance Cycle of Care.
Oh, I can't even think about cooking tonight. I'm so exhausted. You know what? I'll just grab Quick Trip for supper. It's easy and everyone likes it. Plus, I need gas anyway. 2 birds, 1 stone. And it's so affordable. With my rewards card, I'll save even more. Yes, I am winning tonight. Wait, the kids are totally going to want dessert. I'll grab some of their chocolate chip cookies. Maybe for later or, for the drive home. It's fine. Life's busy. Quick Trip's got you. Food's here.
In Game 9.
Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Dodgeville comes into Cuba City's gym and picks up a big win. 75-67 in some late February non-conference hoops. We'll take another break. Back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 10.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
What happened to customer service? You're expected to check yourself out at the store, you're expected to pay 3% extra to use credit cards, and you're expected to unbox your own mattress and set it up yourself. Well, not at Dubuque Mattress. Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress. At Dubuque Mattress, customer service is alive and well. When you buy a mattress from us, we take care of everything. We deliver, set up, and get rid of the old mattress for you. We don't charge for using credit cards, and we offer free financing. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
In Game 10.
Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, now joined by Matt McGraw, the head coach of the Dodgeville Dodgers. Thank you for joining us, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so one stat that I looked up on Wish Sports during the halftime break, last time you faced Cuba City was in 2020. Cuba City got the win 98-59. 5 years later, you come into Cuba City's gym, and while the brackets are already set, you pick up a statement win. First of all, I want you to tell me, what does a win like this do for your team right before the playoffs start?
Well, it's huge. We know Cuba City is a phenomenal team, and our guys just keep growing and growing, and we haven't really, we've gotten some nice wins, but we haven't gotten that signature win that proves that we are continuing to grow, and tonight was certainly that. So really proud of our guys and their effort tonight.
Now talking about two guys specifically Bryce Krubot-Lockard and Jace Halverson, they combined for 47 points, and in the second half it seemed like they were almost automatic from anywhere they shot it. What do those two bring to your team offensively?
Well, yeah, first of all, they can both just flat out shoot it, and they did tonight, especially in the second half. But they also do a pretty good job of finding each other, and when one gets in a groove and the team goes and starts guarding them, face guarding them, then we have another guy that can knock it down too. And we certainly have plenty of guys that can step in the scoring role, if those two aren't going. But tonight they definitely had it going.
Yeah, now one thing I want to talk about with you is, on paper, Cuba City has the height advantage in this one. You guys controlled the glass all night long. That led to you getting more shot opportunities in the first half and then allowing you to get into a rhythm that led to that second half lead. What do you guys do to prepare for this one, to try and win this one on the boards?
Just the big thing, we have 12, 14 guys that we can battle in practice. And when we're doing our drills, we're stressing the drill all the way through to finish. And we may not be the biggest team, but we have, in order to be successful in that situation, we have to be the more aggressive team. And I thought on the boards we were for the most part. We certainly had a plan for attacking their ball screens, and we switched it up all night, and I thought our guys did an awesome job with that as well.
We're talking about defensive adjustments. Cuba City, when they came out of the half, they kind of took a little bit of a lead early. They were playing really well, had some nice sets drawn up. Were there any adjustments that you guys made early in that second half to regain control of this one on the defensive end?
Yeah, so it all came down to their ball screens and how they were attacking, whether they were slipping or whether they were rolling or popping. And so early on, we hadn't showed them that we were going to hedge and recover. So we went to that right after halftime. Well, that didn't work like we wanted, so we went back to just switching and just doubling. And our guys really, and we typically don't do a lot of that. We're usually a hedge and recover team, but when a team sets so many ball screens, you have to be able to change it up. And our guys adapted really well when we switched it back up again in the second half.
One final question for you. What's this team ceiling?
What's that?
What is this team ceiling? What do you see this team being able to do as we get into March?
Yeah, well, I'm so excited about this team. I mean, obviously it showed tonight that we just work our tails off. We're not playing, I think I mentioned it in the pregame interview, we're not playing like sophomores and juniors as much anymore. We're playing more like upperclassmen, and I know a couple coaches have said it. You don't want to match up with us in the postseason, and that's a cool thing to hear. You know, our guys are doing the right things and keep growing, and I'm just, like I said earlier, just really proud of the group and how they're progressing.
Coach Matt McGraw of the victorious Dodgeville Dodgers, back after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Postgame 1 minute.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelly Clarkson. Every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
A fraction of a raindrop, 3 grains of salt, at up to 100 times more potent than morphine. The tiniest amount of illegal fentanyl is all it takes to cause an overdose. Fentanyl can be mixed into heroin, cocaine, pressed pills, meth, and other drugs. It could be in your drugs, and you wouldn't be able to see it, taste it, or smell it. Learn more at cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and experiences connect through conversation, and it feels good.
This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together. Start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/one small step. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
I left the military with a traumatic brain injury. I came home to fight depression, anxiety, and alcohol.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Madam Greathouse, Army veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
With DAV's help, I've built a new life for myself.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is just experiencing life.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hello, my name is Andrea Delzell, and I've been using a wheelchair since I was 5 years old. If I had one message for the general public, it would be relax. Some folks get really flustered around disabled people, so they just pretend we're not there. I've actually had waiters talk to my companion and completely ignore me. People with disabilities just want the same respect and consideration as everyone else.
This is a message from United Spinal Association. Download our disability etiquette booklet at unitedspinal.org.
It is time for the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management post-game show. Edward Jones is a financial services firm serving individuals and business owners. Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Back on Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Big win for Dodgeville here tonight, 75-67 over Cuba City. We've got 3 victorious Dodgers with us. First, Bryce Kruba-Lockhart. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
So looking at the scoring tonight, you finished with 24 points. You led all scores. What was going through your mind in the second half specifically every time you're putting a shot up?
Yeah, I was very frustrated in the first half, couldn't get shots to go, but then trusted my teammates to get open looks, kickouts when we drove in, just got open threes, and I felt it, so I just kept pulling.
Yeah, now I want to talk about early this one, trying to set the pace. You guys were running a lot on offense, trying to get as many shots up as you can. Were there any challenges specific to this Cuba City defense that you faced early?
Yeah, we were trying not to get up the sideline on the press break, but we couldn't really get there. We were going really fast, and we just weren't getting the looks that we needed.
And then I want to talk about some of that defense and creating turnovers, which led to points in transition. What are you guys trying to do to get in some of those passing lanes and create transition opportunities?
Yeah, we really work on our talking and our help, so when we do our run and jump stuff, we really want to learn when they turn, we'll get the jump, so they're really flustered and they don't know what to do.
All right, that's Bryce Kruba-Lockhart of the Dodgeville Dodgers, finishes with 24 tonight. Next, let's turn to Jace Halverson. All right, welcome to the post-game show, Jace. So in your sophomore year here, this is the first time that you guys have played against Cuba City since 2020. You come into this game, into this Story Gym, and you put up 23 points. How does it feel to walk out of this one with a win tonight?
Feels great.
So looking at this one thing that you guys were able to do a lot in this one is crash the boards, get a lot of second chance opportunities. What do you think that did to help kickstart your offense?
It led to many open passes and many open shots, and just overall created a open court for everybody.
Now, as you went into the second half of this one, Cuba City made a lot of adjustments. What were some of the responses that you guys had to try and make to the way that Cuba City was trying to play this game?
Pretty much just move it around and you'll get the ball back to you, and just keep moving it quick, and don't let them trap you. Otherwise, that just leads to turnovers.
All right, that's Jace Halverson of the Dodgeville Dodgers. And finally, we will bring in John McGraw. Welcome to the postgame show, John. Congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me in here.
All right, so first thing I want to talk about is being the senior leader of this team. I want to ask you, what have you seen from this team all year long in terms of growth and where you started to now being able to come in here and pick up a win at Cuba City?
Yeah, we started off the season not exactly how we wanted. A couple tough losses, a lot of close games, but this last couple stretch, about 5-6 games, we've really been putting it together. And I think this win is a huge one. That's really going to propel us to where we want to be. And I think everyone knows that, we're starting to heat up, and this is the right time to do it. So,
now talking about the second half of this one, tied going into the break and then coming out, Cuba City took a short lead. What did you guys have to do to try and match that and with the shot decisions that you guys chose to make?
Yeah, they were a really physical team. Props to them. Really physical, a lot of steals, really great pressure. But the thing that the coaches preached, everyone preached in the halftime was, we got to take care of the ball and, do what we do best. So we worked our way, kept calm, got through the press, and I think that's really what propelled us to the win here today. So,
last thing for you, ask Coach McGraw this. You guys got the 6th seed. What do you think the ceiling is for this team, and where do you see you guys going in the postseason?
I think the ceiling is the limit. We're a great shooting team. All we got to do is focus on getting boards and being physical. We're a little undersized, but if we can get a little physical, do what we need to do, I think we're right up there, and I think we can make a really good run on the state tournament here. So that's what we're looking forward to, and that's what we've worked for, so we're right where we want to be.
All right, that's John McGraw of the Dodgeville Dodgers. Congrats to Dodgeville on their win tonight. We'll take a break and continue our postgame coverage after this on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Postgame 1 minute.
You want to give your baby everything, so start with a safe sleep area. Babies younger than 1 should always be placed to sleep on their backs on a firm and flat surface like a safety-approved crib. And keep blankets, pillows, and other soft or loose items out of the crib when the baby is in it. Learn more about safe sleep for babies at safetoSleep.nichd.nih.gov. Sponsored by the Eunice Kennedy Shriver National Institute of Child Health and Human Development.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
These are the sounds of a dinner. A dinner that almost didn't happen. A dinner now served, thanks to people like you. Due to COVID-19, 17 million more Americans may face hunger. Feeding America is helping our neighbors in need. And if you're able, you can too. Donations are being accepted at feedingamerica.org/coronavirus. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Over 2.8 million Americans have served in our military since 9/11. Many have returned home with devastating injuries and few resources for them and their families. This is news correspondent Bob Woodruff. I sustained a life-threatening injury while reporting from Iraq in 2006. The military had my back that day, and they have each other's while serving. It's time we had theirs. Please join us as part of the Got Your Six initiative. To learn more, go to gotyour6.org using the number 6.
Postgame 1 minute.
Back on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel as we get set to wrap this one up from Cuba City, where it was a 75-67 win for Dodgeville. We'll tell you one final time that today's game was brought to you by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in at Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. And Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com. Member FDIC. Well, let's talk here our Tri-Core turning point as we wrap up on the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management postgame show. And the Tri-Core turning point has got to be that flurry of three-pointers from Halverson and from Crewball Lockhart that we saw in the midpoint of that second half. Cuba City came out of the half looking really strong. They were able to grow a small lead. But once Dodgeville started hitting those shots, good defense inside, strong presence on the glass that they had all night long. It just ended up being too much for Cuba City right at the end. So that's our Tri-Core turning point, brought to you by Tri-Core Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, your business. Contact Tri-Core Insurance. Let's talk now what's coming up on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations. Short answer, it's a lot. we've got in Wisconsin postseason action in wrestling this week, postseason action starting in girls basketball this week. In Illinois, we've got boys and girls high school basketball postseason action and some Milwaukee Brewers baseball as well. Let's break it down. Tomorrow, in girls basketball action in the IHSA sectional semifinals, we will have River Ridge Scales Mound versus Pecatonica in Sterling. Action starts at 6 on the X Extreme 107.1, and following that, the sectional semifinal between Galena and Rockford Lutheran in Sterling at 7:30 on the X Extreme 107.1. Regional quarterfinals get underway in the very first round of the girls basketball postseason here in Wisconsin. Tomorrow night on 97.7 Country WGLR, it's North Crawford at River Ridge. Right here on Super Hits 106, it's Boscobel at Belmont. And I will be in Lancaster for Iowa Grant at Lancaster on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. All three of those games on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, and in all three of those, the Raleigh Cheese pregame show starts right around 7 p.m. Wednesday, it's the Brewers and Dodgers on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL at 2 p.m. In Illinois high school boys action, it's the regional semifinal, Scales Mound versus Pecatonica or Stockton. That one going to be in Galena on the X Extreme 107.1, and in the regional semifinals in IHSA after that, it's East Dubuque River Ridge versus either Galena or Pearl City. That one's in Galena at 7:30 on the X Extreme 107.1. Thursday, state wrestling starts. We'll have coverage at 2 o'clock on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL, and our Thursday night session will start around 6 on 97.7 Country WGLR. In girls basketball action that night, if Galena or River Ridge Scales Mound advances, we will cover the IHSA sectional finals in Sterling on the X Extreme 107.1 at 6:30. And in a boys basketball regular season matchup here in Wisconsin, it's Potosi at River Ridge at 7 o'clock on the X Extreme 107.1 and Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Another jam-packed slate on Friday. First, in Madison, state wrestling. Morning session at 10 o'clock on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. Evening session at 7 p.m. on 97.7 Country WGLR. In Illinois boys action, if Scales Mound, East Dubuque, or Galena advances, in Galena, we will cover that one on the X Extreme 107.1 at 7 o'clock. Back here in Wisconsin, it's the second round of the girls' postseason, the regional semifinals, where we will have either River Ridge or Wazeeka-Steuben at Schulzburg on Super Hits 106. We will have either Lancaster or Iowa Grant at Mineral Point on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL, and we will have either Blackhawk or Southwestern at Belmont. All three of those on YouTube. That third one in Belmont is a YouTube-only broadcast, Raleigh Cheese pregame show, starting around 7 o'clock. And finally, maybe one of the biggest days of broadcasting that we've had in quite some time at Queen Bee Radio. That's Saturday, March 1st. March is here. State Wrestling morning session on 97.7 Country WGLR at 10 o'clock. Brewers, Rangers at 2 o'clock on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. The state wrestling evening session, our state championships, a lot of area wrestlers will be covering. That action starts at 5:30 on WGLR. And finally, we're going to have our high school girls basketball regional finals on Saturday night. Here's the breakdown. Raleigh Cheese pregame show starts at 7 o'clock. All four going to be on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. I've said it before. If you've got 4 TVs lined up in your basement, we've got a treat for you. First game, it's going to be River Ridge or Wazeeka-Steuben at Schulzburg or versus Highland or Ithaca. That one is on the X Extreme 107.1. We will have either Iowa Grant, Lancaster, or Mineral Point, likely here at Cuba City. That one at 7 o'clock on Super Hits 106. If our top seeds win as expected, we will have Prairie du Chien at Platteville on the AM, ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. And once again, if high seeds advance, Belmont at Barneveld and our YouTube-only broadcast. And obviously, a lot can happen in the postseason. That's our tentative plan for the regional finals. Obviously, subject to change should some teams win or some teams lose. But assuming that high seeds win, that is our planned coverage. So just to break that down one more time, it's IHSA, regional boys basketball, sectional girls basketball, WIAA State Individual Wrestling, the final week of the WIAA Boys Basketball regular season, the WIAA Girls Basketball Regionals, a couple spring training Brewers dates on the calendar in the next 5 days. Thank you to Carey Lawson and her staff here at Cuba City High School for having us. Always a pleasure to be in such a historic location for basketball. Thank you to our sponsors who make our broadcast possible, and thanks to you for tuning in to tonight's game. The preceding has been a Queen Bee Radio Sports presentation of Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank High School Basketball, presented by Cuba City Kieler and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Super Hits 106 KIYX FM Sageville, Dubuque. From the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, I'm Matthew Gannon. Dodgeville comes into town and pulls off the upset, 75-67. The Dodger boys take down Cuba City. We kick off the girls' basketball postseason push tomorrow night with a quadruple header on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations. Signing off from Cuba City. Have a great rest of your night, folks.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
Dubuque Super Hits 106 is KIYX Sageville, Dubuque, a Queen Bee radio station. On air at 106.1 and online at superhits106.com.
All the songs I love.